Weapon wheels are a genius solution to a problem you never thought of. This is the weapon wheel. Everybody say hi, weapon wheel.
Hi, weapon wheel.
It's a pretty neat concept if you think about it. Imagine you're in the middle of a gunfight in GTA 5. You want to switch from the AK to the sniper. In a game like Call of Duty, you could press one button and switch to your other weapon. Switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading. But in COD, you only have 2 weapons at a time. In GTA, you have like 50. So as a game developer, how do you manage that? For a really quick swap, you want the player to do as little as possible. Minimize button presses and encourage muscle memory. So you hold the button, move the stick, and boom, machete time. This simple design is in a ton of different games across a ton of different genres. It's almost as common as the minimap. But where did it come from? Did ChatGPT hallucinate it out of nowhere? Did the corporate overlords think it would be good for their quarterly earnings report? I mean, probably. But why do they work so well? Let's find out. For us to figure out why weapon wheels are so good, I think it would help to look at the worst weapon wheel I've ever seen. This is Assassin's Creed 3, and this is the weapon wheel. Oh yeah. Do you see any problems already? Like, look at GTA 5's. And now Assassin's Creed, okay? To me, this is everything that a weapon wheel shouldn't be. Weapon wheels are designed for quick picks of essential tools. But in this game, the weapon wheel says, oh, okay, buddy, you want to pick the dagger? Shit, man, I don't know. It breaks the flow of gameplay by stopping everything so that you can pick your weapon. It lessens player control because the animation takes such a long time. And it breaks your immersion as well. When you're in the middle of combat, you don't want to stop everything so you can pick your next weapon. You want to be able to just boom, go. Now compare this to Red Dead 2. Boom, very slick. Everything you need all in one place. You can still see the gameplay that's happening in the background so you don't lose situational awareness. You have every pistol, every shotgun, every rifle. You can even pick your health items here too. You have your Deadeye stuff, like everything in one place. It's pretty nice. We ain't got time to scroll through the menus, boy, there's O'Driscolls to shoot. I think that this is even better than GTA 5's weapon wheel because there's actual health items on it. In GTA 5, you have to like go to a different menu just to select the little P's and Q's or whatever. I really think that this might be the best weapon wheel in all of human history. The only thing that's missing is the vape button, but you know, let me know what you think in the comments. But before that, take a look at this. I know, pretty cool, right? Let me explain. This was a design from an electrical engineering project run back in 1969. An engineer named Neil Wiseman and his team needed a way for engineers to draw circuits using a computer and a pen. But they ran into an issue. How do you switch between each type of circuit? He needed a tool, something slick, something seamless that let you switch and get back to work as quick as possible. After some trial and error, this is what they came up with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Project Pixie. Okay, don't worry about the lady playing piano, that doesn't really matter, but look right here. You see this guy drawing with the pen on the computer? You see how the little menu pops up next to it every time so he can draw something new? This is where it all started. This is a weapon pie menu. It's a pie menu, okay? There's no weapons, but it is a menu that lets you pick your favorite tools and get right back to work. What's interesting is this is technically the first pie menu ever, but the first weapon wheel is still decades away. We're still way back in the 60s right now. I mean, Fortnite wasn't even invented yet. What the hell are we doing here, right guys? Let's go. Now, the pie menu went through a bunch of shakeups in the 70s and 80s. So many different iterations, so many choices to be made. Should it be square? Should it be circle? Should it be apple? Should it be blueberry? Apparently, Steve Jobs, the guy who literally created the phone that you're watching this on, absolutely hated the pie menu. Apparently, his reaction was to jump up and down and say, quote, "That sucks, wow, that's neat, that sucks." End quote. Well put, Steve. Over time, pie menus start to be used for more and more computer systems, and there are tests done that show that users move 15% faster when using a pie menu versus a regular drop-down menu. Now, why do you think pie menus are faster than regular menus? Any ideas? I'm so glad you asked. Well, there's an ergonomics rule called Fitz's Law, which states a target for a user to press should be as big and as close as possible to make it as easy as possible. The smaller and farther away it is, the harder it is to press. Obviously, that's a good idea. Having a big juicy button on the screen makes it really easy to hit. But if every button was big and juicy all at the same time, the screen would have no other space. But with a pie menu, you can hold one button to bring up the menu and take it away quickly so you can get back to work. It works because it's quick and easy and only there when it needs to be. Now, in 1987, a developer named Mark Weiser used the pie menu in his game that he developed for the Sun workstation. Basically this chunky old computer. It actually looks kind of cool. I kind of like it. But you can see the pie menu right here in stunning 4K. Feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe don't look too hard, it might blind you with its glory. Yeah, baby, there she is, the first pie menu in a video game. Isn't that exciting? But it's still not a weapon wheel, there's no weapons on here. And the game itself wasn't sold as a product, so it's not really the first official instance of a pie menu. But you know what was? My name is Secrets of Mana, motherfuckers. It was all the way from Japan, boom. It was an RPG, boom. On the Super Nintendo, boom. And it had a command ring. Boom. Check it out. Okay, so do you want a wristband or overalls? Secrets of Mana sold 2 million copies worldwide and introduced the gamers of old to the command ring, which is what the devs called this like spinny menu right here. But this is still different from a pie menu. Instead of you moving the cursor to a piece of the pie actually spins around for you to pick one. In this game, you couldn't really pick a slice like on a regular pie menu because the Super Nintendo controller didn't have a joystick, so you couldn't move it that way. They were limited to the D-pad. But even with that limitation, they were still able to make something new. Sometimes limitations can make you more creative. Now, fast forward a bit, the pie menu was used in a game called Sim City. Not that Sims, it was called Sim City. But it wasn't in the official release. It was just an experiment by a developer that worked on the game. Now, there was a game called Full Throttle in 1995 that had a pie menu released with it at launch. But the pie menu was more for interacting with the environment instead of like holding your weapons or anything like that. And then there's the actual first Sims game. They had a pie menu that you would use whenever building your Sims house or building the environment. And this one game sold 16 million copies. I think this was like 1999, something like that. And this is where pie menus were finally hitting the mainstream. We were all waiting for it, but the real breakthrough was in 2001 with a game called Clive Barker's Undying. And it was truly ahead of its time. This was a first-person shooter, okay, 2 years before Call of Duty even came out, and it was a horror game. You had a revolver, you were going through like this old house, and you would fight demons and like wizards and stuff like that. And you could even get magic spells in the game. And you could use both at the same time. Yeah, they invented dual wielding way the hell back then. And right here, that, my friends, is the first weapon wheel. Check it out. There's actually so much that's already good here. They really got a lot right in this game, I will say. This is how you selected all of your different spells, you know, to use with the revolver, all that stuff. But there's a few things that they changed from other computer games and for old programs. Instead of using text in the pie menu, they decided to use symbols for each different spell. Okay? But every other weapon wheel now uses symbols. They don't say hidden blade or like dagger or fucking AK-47. When you want to select a weapon, it shows more details about what you're selecting, like the name of the spell. Every other game does this now. They'll show you the stats on your weapon or like how many bullets you have left or something. And it was even color-coded. Every spell had its own color to help player memory. Now, unfortunately, Undying didn't sell so well, despite getting really good reviews. Maybe the marketing wasn't good enough, I have no idea. So it didn't get a sequel, and they were even planning to make a multiplayer, but they didn't make enough money, so they were like, fuck it. But all of the pieces are here. This is super important. They laid out the groundwork for like decades to come. Before GTA, before Red Dead, a super unique game laid the groundwork for all of them. This game walked and fucking collapsed so that GTA 6 could sprint and make $1 billion. Really? Are you sure it was this game that sprinted, Sriracha? Interesting. I have a quick update. After looking through game footage and researching and doing all that stuff you're supposed to do when you make a video, I was watching more footage of Secrets of Mana. You remember the command ring thing before? But I was going through footage, and I'm looking in the game. And yeah, boy. Right there. Hook, line, and sinker. This is the first weapon wheel. And it's kind of hard to say because this doesn't really move like a weapon wheel. Like we said before, it rotates versus like you picking what you want. You know what I mean? So it works a little bit different, but it is literally a wheel that has your weapons on it. So therefore, please do not listen to anything I said about Undying. It's a super cool game, but I believe the first weapon wheel was actually Secrets of Mana. Thank you very much. I'm sure that was enlightening and enthralling for you. Back to the video. And then Ratchet & Clank came out the next year, 2002, and really stole the spotlight. This was a whole new generation. Tons of cool guns and tools for the player to use, and all on a juicy, easy-to-use weapon wheel. Look at that. Once again, symbols. Whenever you're gonna pick something, it shows you the name. I think it shows you the ammo too. I wonder where they got that idea from. But all of this wouldn't have been possible without one electrical engineering project back in 1969. Decades of refinement and testing, running surveys, people saying that, quote, it sucks, wow, that's really neat, that sucks. And these tools slowly start to become more used over time until they really hit the mainstream and there's no going back. And it's like, we're so used to this now that we really would be surprised if there wasn't one in a big game like GTA or Red Dead. For shooters in particular, they solved a really big problem. Game controllers don't have a lot of buttons by design, right? Except for keyboards. I know keyboard, PC Master Race, whatever, who cares? Listen, game controllers don't have a lot of buttons, but games have a lot of guns. Now we have a simple, easy, and intuitive way to access all the little guns that you pick up, all the baseball bats, all the machetes. It's all there in one place, brother. Don't sweat. The best game design is practically invisible, and I think weapon wheels are one of the best examples of that. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, Ratchet & Clank is kind of like that kid that hears your joke, and then they say it louder, and then they get all the credit for it because everybody laughs when they said it, but not when you said it. Thank you for watching. Check out my Patreon for more. You should watch this video. Bye!